Hey there, I'm at the northeast address, house number 621. Just a view from the outside. It is across the street from a church that's got a big field there for baseball, t-ball, softball, whatever somebody wants to play. But it is back behind somewhat of an industrial complex, an older part of town. It is in town for sure. But you can see one of the warehouses there. When you go up a few blocks that way, there's the industrial area. Otherwise, this road is kind of all these small frame homes. It is the original wood siding on the main part of the home. This here is, newer, but the original portion, because that was the front porch, and they've enclosed it. Somebody enclosed it. Anyway, the rest of it is original frame. If you've ever owned a historic home, you would be very familiar with that. But when it needs to be painted, it honestly should be scraped first. But it's on a crawl space, but honestly, they've made a stem wall, it looks like. All right, we're gonna go in the front door here. This little room on the front would have been a porch that somebody enclosed. It technically has a vent. It's not blowing very much. Like, I'm standing in here, and it's not cool, but as soon as I cross this threshold, you can tell that the air is on in the rest of the house. So even though this has a vent, I don't know if the AC unit just can't quite keep up with it or what, but anyway, it's got kind of a low ceiling because that's just what the roof would have been on that little front porch, back in the day. So you can see the ceiling they put in. It's got some kind of peel and stick or old laminate, couple different kinds almost. There is a cable. Somebody probably used this for an office or something, or a little sitting area. Walking into the original portion of the home, you can see this part has the original wood floors, which is nice. They need a little bit of work. They're not terrible. They are definitely not perfect by any means either. So the windows are not original. I'm going to try to do my best to not hang up these blinds, but show you the windows. So the windows are new, so that's good. There we go. All right, you walk into the living space. So this is the living space of the home. This would be your family room, living room, whatever you'd like to call it. This is sort of a shared space. The eating area would be essentially pretty small, of course, because the home is not big. So ideally it would be for two people and a small child, or a single person for sure. Anyway, so here's your living room or family room. This is, I would say, maybe where a small table might sit. If this area here where the two floors meet, if it was level, I would say this kind of right here would be a good place for a little table. But you know what? A two-seater table would fit right there on that wall between where the kitchen floor starts and the door is. So if you just had a two-seater, that would be fine. Here is the kitchen. These are the bedrooms this way, and the bathroom. This little closet is the air handler. The air handler itself is pretty aged. I know there's a few things about this house that are new. But the air conditioning is not one of them, so just FYI. Here is the little hallway, and you've got one bedroom here. The fan Couple windows, a relatively small closet, but all the same original wood floors in the room still. Here's the bathroom. The bathroom is definitely in, decent condition. It's been done at some point in the last several years. So this is tile. It's a wood plank looking tile. A tub and shower combo. It's a I don't want to say plastic, but one of those units. It is a 2-piece unit though, so if you wanted to replace just one part, you could. There's a window. There's an upper cabinet there because there is not a linen closet. So somebody, tried to do their best with that. And then a single vanity sink. Not terribly small. I've seen smaller, so that's for sure. And then here's the other bedroom. I think this is the smaller of the two. I think the other one is just a little bit bigger. This one does not have a fan at the moment. Because of the age of the house, there's lots of finishes. This bedroom has kind of a knockdown, somebody textured, obviously. Well, I guess somebody tried to texture everywhere. No, this was just a smooth finish. Anyway, this closet is smaller than the other one as well. So the other one is the bigger bedroom with a little bit bigger closet. This is kind of a single person closet. The electrical panel is in there. We'll head back this way, go into the kitchen. Similar to the bathroom, the kitchen obviously has been redone at some point in the last several years. It's got one row of countertop and cabinet. You've got a wall or a ceiling height cabinet here, and then the space for the refrigerator there. It does have a dishwasher. And a sink here, just checking the water pressure again. So some of that's been pretty recent. Microwave is mounted above the stove. This has definitely seen a better day. This handle has been super glued back on. Inside looks fine, but this door here leads out, and this is an actual laundry room, which I was pleasantly surprised about. This probably was also just another porch that was closed in. It's got some tile on the floor. This is where your water heater is. That it's fairly new. And then there's your spot for your dryer. And then on the other side of this door is the space for the washing machine. Again, just like the front porch, the ceiling is low, but it's just a laundry room. I don't know that matters. Here, going out the back door, there's stairs go out the back. It is it's a decent backyard. Very usable anyway. It is fully fenced. This is a shared fence with that side, a shared fence with that side, and one on the back, but it is fenced. So there's your AC unit, outdoor part. It did say, I did find in the listing that the agent said that the AC was aged and would, not you can't really predict it. They claimed that it did work very well and had been, taken care of on an annual basis. So backyard is nice if you had a dog or a young child. It's a fair amount of space here to run around or do whatever, whether you garden or, whatever you'd like to do. Here's a back side view. There is this shed too, but I can't get in there at the moment. Here's a back side view. It's an old frame house, There's going to be, it's Florida. Over time, there's going to be things that just get damp eventually. And all these homes that still have their original frame or original siding are going to do this. This obviously, looking like this hasn't been painted in quite a while. So that's why it's looking like that. And I don't think whoever painted it scraped it first. So, which is the ideal way to do it. So it doesn't look like that for the next paint job. So I've lived in several historic homes. And the outside does sometimes require a little bit of extra care. All right, here's down this side. Pretty straightforward. You can see how this room was closed in. There's T111 paneling that was used. You can see there where there was some kind of damage. I don't know if somebody, oh yeah, it's a little soft right there. Something happened, and it may be before they redid the roof. It may have, a limb may have fallen right there. I wouldn't be surprised because that whole panel has been repainted a slightly different color. And it's soft a little bit all the way up. Now, good news, yes, the roof was replaced, so that's good. Again, there's from the front. We'll walk around this way one more time. Back, the neighbors all look very clean. That's a kind of a big deal when you live, in close quarters a little bit. Everybody looks like they take care of their place. All right, one last look. Here's what the living space looks like from the kitchen. If one was needing an office, this front space would be great. I just think somebody needs to address whatever's going on, because as soon as I step out here, now it's not as hot as it would be if it was completely unair conditioned and this doorway opening wasn't here and cold air floating into this space, but it would make a great office if you could get something, some air moving here. But all right, I will talk to you soon. Thanks.